Welcome to a very wet Landau circuit where we're behind the wheel of Volkswagen's Mk8 Golf GTI Clubsport. Now, given VW lapped the Nürburgring 8 seconds quicker in this car over the regular GTI, we thought, well, why not put that to the test? And let's bring it along to a circuit in the UK where we can see whether the Clubsport really is worth it over the regular car. So what's different? We have slightly more power in this car. We've got 296 horsepower and 292 pound-feet of torque, which is about 50 horsepower more and about 20 pound-feet of torque more than you get in the regular car. But that's not the only changes, because in true Clubsport fashion, we've got some slightly minor changes on the chassis which help result in some quite positive changes over the regular GTI. Now, this car we've particularly got here has got the 19-inch wheels as well as the adaptive chassis control, the dynamic chassis control I should say, DCC. So we get adaptive dampers, which means that we can adjust, we can tail off, we can sharpen up the damper settings, and we've even got a special Nürburgring mode which should bring all the settings into sweet harmony and help the Clubsport along its way on track. Now, as I said, we've still got that VW engine, which is fantastic, now in its 4th generation. And for this Clubsport, VW has given it a slightly bigger turbo, a slightly bigger intercooler, and just played about with some boost pressures in order to give you that slight bit of extra power. And I must admit, you do feel it pretty much across the whole of the rev range. From about 1850 RPM upwards, you get a real shove in the back, all the way up to about 6,000 RPM. Anything above that, you don't really need to climb at, but it's nice sometimes just to ring it out. If we start to compare this, say, to some of its hot hatch rivals like the Honda Civic Type R Mk8, you can definitely tell that VW wants this to be more of a road car. Now, this car also sits about 10 mil lower than the regular GTI, helping again to stiffen it up and keep it rigid through it. Now, the 200-mile journey over to South Wales was an absolute doddle, I must admit. Now, of course, we're not doing a road test right here, but if you're driving to your track day, it's always nice to have a comfortable car to go to and from, right? Now, there are a few things that let it down, and it's not necessarily the mechanicals, but more so just the whole experience, because these plastic paddles, or it's almost as if VW doesn't want you to use them. They're really small, they sort of hide behind the steering wheel, you struggle sometimes to grab them. But the problem is, if you leave it in auto, the gearbox is a little bit clueless about which gear it needs to be in, where it wants to go down, whether it wants to go up. So you want to use the paddles to do it, but they're so far in that the positioning of your hand with these new haptic feedback buttons on the steering wheel is that you end up pressing them all the time when you're grabbing a gear, which is really frustrating. But I don't want to dwell on that too much, because I want to focus on how it drives. Push on a little bit further, see if we can exploit the chassis and see where the real weaknesses are. Leaving late braking here, really strong pedal feel, back end not too lively, just dancing across the curb slightly. Really nice damping across that curve, actually, doesn't unsettle the car too much. First thing you notice is that this Clubsport feels far more energetic, far more charisma about it. It wants to go fast, it wants to play about. Now, this car starts at about 38,000, but once you start adding things like the dynamic chassis control, this car also has a panoramic sunroof. The list price on this one is about £48,000, which leaves you questioning whether a regular GTI is good enough for the job, given you're going to be paying about £10,000 less, and also whether you should just go for the Golf R. Now, I drove the Golf R last year, and it's, again, a good hot hatch, not a brilliant hot hatch, I must admit. It's a good hot hatch. If you want something more serious and more focused for track, perhaps even look at the Mk8 Clubsport, where VW went a little bit mental, took out the back seats, put in a roll cage and whatnot. But at the moment, the king is still the Civic Type R Mk8, and that is outgoing with the new FL5 on the way. But I digress. Would I get one over a regular GTI? In a heartbeat.